following thoughts, opinions, stories, and expressions are meant for those who will appreciate them. If you don't, we hope you keep an open soul to encounter another here on 34 Questions. Peace.
It's love, man. Life is good.
Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, so what you been up to, man? I see you had some posts that look like some good news and some things going your way right now.
Yeah, I got a new spot. You know what I'm saying? I bought a spot with my parents.
Oh shit, congrats, man. That's hard as hell to do. Fuck.
Yeah. Well, I was doing pretty good with the crypto stuff, and I was chopping it up with my parents, and they were doing rentals for a minute, and my dad was just getting sick of being a landlord, so he sold all of them. And then on the last one, I was kind of like in mom's ear, and I was like, yo, I got a little bit of money, like let's try to get me a spot. And then because there's something like when you sell a spot and then buy a spot, you can avoid some sort of taxes. But
I see.
We were trying to do something like that, and then it didn't work out because the house we sold was a lot more expensive than this little condo.
Got you.
But
yo, man. Yeah, you got your shit, man. That's dope. That's still dope as hell.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me but yeah, other than that, man, it's been good, bro. Like the show's been doing great. We just switched up the whole look of the set for our live.
I think I seen that with you guys in the 3 chairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
You know me. I'm always just trying stuff out because I know, you can always get better. You know,
no doubt.
Stuff that shit up. So I wanted us to take a step into like the Patreon world, so we could have that membership. That membership model where people can start paying us on like a daily or on a monthly basis.
Yeah. I mean, like, how did you come to that decision? Because I know for me, it's like, I don't think I'm there, but should I just make it just to have? But
I mean, you know what? Hey, one thing I would say though, real quick, I don't know if I shared it with you, but there's a 3-day workshop thing on this Instagram's account that I think you should probably sign up for. It's on February 1st, and it's all about like engagement and like how to get people like to follow and like and all this shit. I'm gonna send you a thing about it, a little link to it. But
okay, cool.
You said, hold on, what was the question? Sorry.
It was, do you think it's worth to just set up a Patreon, like, have it backed up? Should I wait till I'm ready?
I mean, how many followers you got right now?
Oh, dude, nah, not that many. Like, I would not, that's why I haven't done it, because I don't think it's worth it, but like 500 or so, yeah.
Well, they say, yeah, so like we got like, right now we got like 12,000 or 12,400 on Instagram and like 4,000 on YouTube. And when I started looking and researching this stuff, it was like for Patreon, like you kind of need a big existing audience. So
that's what I'm thinking.
You start getting, and I mean, out of like all of our audience, I mean, we got like maybe like 9 patrons right now.
Okay, I got you.
But we're still kind of struggling to get the workflow down. Because we go live from like 4 to 5 on Instagram, YouTube, and then we try to take a little break from like 5 to 5:15, and then from 5:15 to 6:15 we're supposed to be live on just Patreon. And that's the issue we're kind of having now, because like you can go live through YouTube, and then like, I don't know, there's a couple different things we were trying to follow, but it was like you could take that YouTube link, that private YouTube link, and then send it through Patreon, I thought. But
oh, interesting.
Yeah, because like it's a private link, right? These people are paying for this, so you somehow have to only get it to the people who are paying.
Yeah.
So it's taken us a little while to figure out that workflow, and like last Monday we were missing one of our guys, so I had to try to do it. And it's just a new thing,
for sure.
But I would definitely say have a large audience first before you start shifting them from the free to the paid.
No doubt,
You know?
no doubt. Yeah,
But
I'm definitely. I don't even know how to like distinguish my episodes if I were gonna do it that way, you know, because there's no like special version of my show. It's just same thing every time. So
yeah. Well,
yeah.
and I mean, the thing that we're doing with Patreon is like, it's the live on Monday, and then it's also like exclusive content, right? So we're dropping new content, which is pre-recorded, which is edited, which is more, you know, kind of more like our series content, if you will. So I mean, it's really just creating a new platform almost, right? Where they're getting more than they would if they were just watching the show, you know, something like that. So, I mean, you could think of it, you know, you could think of anything, you know, you could think of like, oh, you know, the Patreon subscribers get, you know, a special BTS thing where, you know, I talk to this guy or anything. I mean, dog, it's so Patreon's easy to set up. It's just hard to get it going, you know?
Yeah. Does it cost a fee? I forgot if you have to actually pay into it or not.
Well, I think they take like $1 a sub.
Oh, got you.
So like
That makes
yeah, and then I think because like we're at like 9 subs, but then we're at like it's like we're getting $73, I think, or it was $78. So it was like 1 per sub, and then there was like an initial like $5 thing, I think. But they definitely take, you know, their money for sure.
yeah. I mean, they gotta make some money.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, shit's been good, man. I've been super into social media and like really trying to help my client boost his shit up. I mean, we just broke 1,000 subs on his IG. We did some crazy shit. I mean, I posted like a throwback of some like High Times from like 1980, and High Times actually commented and then liked a bunch of our pictures. Yeah, so he was super stoked about that. But I mean, I don't know. Shit's been wild, bro. Shit's been wild the last like 3 months. I moved to Santa Rosa for like 3 weeks before I could get into this house. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah.
So,
it's your first month in new place?
Or... Yeah, I got in here like just before Thanksgiving, like literally right before Thanksgiving. Okay. They opened the doors. I brought some stuff in here, and then I think like I was in like December 1st, maybe, you know. So just kind of been cranking. Yeah, my first about 6 weeks, maybe.
You feel settled in already, or not?
No, bro. There's a couch still wrapped. I mean, not a couch, a carpet still wrapped up over here that I'm just kind of like waiting. And like, I don't have a couch. I have nowhere for anyone to sit. So like, we just kick it and smoke out on a little balcony and shit. But
hey, this balcony is clutch, man. Balcony is clutch.
For sure. And I'm the top corner. So there's nobody around on this side. So like, we can smoke and it just kind of like drifts away, you know.
That's awesome. Is it in the East Bay or?
Yeah, bro, it's literally like 4 blocks from where I was. So I was down on like MacArthur and Grand, and now I'm on like MacArthur and Orange, which is literally 4 blocks. Like I run past my old spot when I go run the lake and shit. It's pretty tight. So
for sure, man. It's like,
but what's up?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's up with you, bro? You've been grinding. You've been pumping out content.
Yeah, man. I have a lot. I've been doing a lot with that. I think I had a really slow month in December, and I think December, general holiday time and like January, I don't think a lot of folks have the time or the bandwidth to do an interview, right? So, but still, you know, I knew how to get some done, which I'm thankful for the folks that came through who did that. This month, you know, just stepping up, and it's gonna be the anniversary in February, or like, you know, since like when I first started doing it. But I really don't know how to like. I should be promoting it. I should be, you know, saying something about it, but I'm really not sure like what to do different besides making like a newer promo that maybe does it in text, just as like a subtle thing, like, yo, actually it's been first year, and, you know, do something that way. But yeah, that's pretty much it from the podcast. Outside of the podcast, I think the last time we talked, I was at this one high school working there
Mm-hmm.
in like in the classroom kind of assistant teacher role. I am now in a different high school that I can talk about more. Because, you ever heard, Burton High School? Never heard of it? Okay.
Bruh. I went to Philip Burton prom in 1999. That's how old I am.
I got you. I'm working at Burton though.
That's sick. It's a cool little spot. I remember they had some little hotties over there.
Yeah, I mean it's I work at the after school program, and what's hella sick about it is that, like, I shout out to my boss. She's really about people developing their own roles and like figuring out what is it you're passionate about, what is it you want to do, and like that's what you're gonna be doing. Like, I know I interviewed you this specific role, but like we can work with that. I'm like, oh shit, that's sick. So I've been there for 2-3 months now, and my role is to fucking create a teen center. So like, just I have this space, and I gotta make it a vibe for kids to just want to come through and kick it. So that's really been my main job, man. It's like I come into work, I reorganize some shit. I'll shop on Amazon to find things that are gonna be dope in the space.
Cigarettes, vape pens, drugs. Good dog. Hey, invite me through, bro. I'll bring trees and shit.
Yo, man. Honestly, if you want to talk about like, I'm all about alternative careers and like, not the stuff that they're always selling. So I'm trying to figure out a way I can create a program where I can get people like yourself just come through. So I'm trying to figure out a way where it can be organic. But also like, because you coming in and doing a lecture or like that's not gonna connect with them the way I'd want them to.
No, we'd have to like get some cameras over there and fucking film some shit, right?
I mean, that if you trying to do something like that, that'd be crazy. But yeah.
Well, I mean, because the best way to learn is hands-on, especially when you're young, and no one's going to sit through me talking about shit for a half hour. But if I bring a few cameras and I'm like, look, all y'all got to film some shit, we'll fucking bring some footage in, bring a laptop in or something, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it interactive, let them play around with stuff. I mean, what's the age group?
It's high schoolers. It's 14, 15, 16, 18. I'm trying to figure out, like what I want though is to figure out kids who are really serious about it, because like I wouldn't want to waste your time or anybody like comes through and then they get that vibe like, yo, the kids don't give a fuck about this shit. So that's another challenge, which for me, is just taking that time to build those relationships with them over, while I'm kicking it with them, and really finding out what their passions are, which, I think I have some practice in doing that, and I just want to keep doing it. But yeah, super excited about the role. I don't know, like, I know you joked about, vape pens and stuff, but which is real. Like, these kids are smoking all the time. 1 week we had
me on this fucking vape pen, dog. God damn, bro. I was hanging out with some young as like 26, 27.
Yeah.
Cut off. But no, sorry. I mean, they're definitely about like these vape pens and like, I don't know, it's different, bro.
There was 3 alarms going off in 1 week because someone was smoking in the bathroom. And it's just hella funny that like besides the person who did it, I feel like everybody was over it. They're like, what the fuck, man, 3 times in a row? Or like, three times in a week, because that fucks up everything for everybody. Like, oh, we got to go out in the rain, like stand on the field and all that shit. So yeah, anyways, the space though, I think, because I've worked in places where I had to like basically create a vibe. It's been good. The kids just don't want to stay after school right now, but I think when things start coming back to normal, it can happen. But yeah, so that, and I gotta make events for kids, like tournaments, shit like that. So I'm in a good spot, and I'm happy like with what I'm doing during the day versus what I'm doing at night. It's a good balance. Yeah, that's where I'm at, man.
Hey, congratulations, bro. I mean, it sounds you sound very fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? You sound very happy and excited to, take on this new challenge.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So
That's dope. Well, what kind of? I mean, I haven't been tuned into all the guests, but I mean, what kind of guests you been having on lately?
damn. All right, I gotta like look at a list real quick just so
Yeah.
I can remember everybody. Not, I feel bad when because everybody is important to me, and
Oh, for
I just
sure.
don't have the mind capacity all the time to remember everything.
Well, also, yeah, no, I sent you a link to that workshop. The dude's name is the Dan Thomas. And if you want to, I mean, I'm gonna definitely hop on it. And I know there's a lot of stuff that these guys are gonna give us. I mean, it's probably not all good and gonna relate to us,
Mhm.
but as far as content creators and really producers, at the end of the day, you're a producer. You're producing this show.
Yeah.
They're really gonna help us do the things like, where do I, what hashtag, how do I get more attention on hashtags, and how do I get this and that, and how do I get engagement? I think that it's a free workshop, but I think they're really trying to start helping people like us to understand how to get this content out in front of people who don't know us or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time we get views from the people that know us, but I think what we really want is that exposure to people who don't know us and might like our content and might like some of our guests or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So definitely take a look at it, and if you got the time, bro, or I mean, if one day doesn't work out for you and it does for me, I mean, we can always try. But I definitely think that kind of stuff is so beneficial for us. And I try to spend as much time these days on Instagram just looking at accounts like that, because they're giving us so much free information.
Yeah. I will definitely check it out. That's the
Yeah.
thing about me, man. It's like I need to get over this thing. I got my sign behind me says let go of ego, because I think my ego's always worked against me as far as like, oh, I don't need to get more information. Like I can figure this out by doing it. So yeah, thank you for that, Lee. Maybe I should. I was gonna say I
Yeah.
should start this year, different and get something.
Well,
More.
not even different. Just stepping it up. You know what I mean? Learning some things you don't know, and listening to some people that know more than we do. And have found success doing the stuff that we're actually looking to find success in.
Yeah.
And they also know. I mean, they're way more tapped in with these algorithms too, bro. And like what Instagram has these big knobs where it's like, okay, what's going to get the attention? Is it reels? Is it stories? Is it carousel posts? You know what I mean? And so I think these guys are a little more tapped into that shit too. Because if you've noticed, like I think the last time we filmed, reels were getting crazy fucking hits, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, we're like, oh, post as many reels as you can. And like, now it's like stories are back to getting hella hits. Like I got fucking 220 hits on a story the other day. I'm like, what? But
oh yeah, I think I noticed that wave too.
Right.
Sure.
And I mean, Instagram does that shit on purpose, like they don't want you getting all them free hits, buddy. They don't want you getting them free fucking clicks. They want you to, charge for that,
Yeah, you better pay for your advertising fees.
So they got me, and I boosted a post on my personal account,
Mm-hmm.
and I was actually really happy with the results.
Oh yeah?
They make it really simple, and they give you real like easy questions to ask when you're setting up the boost,
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, hold on, let me think. It was like, do you want website taps? Do you want direct messages? Do you want profile taps? Or like one other thing, right? Like that was the first question. And then the next thing was like, how much money do you want to spend, right? And it was like $5 a day, $7 a day, $10 a day for a week. So I'm like, fuck it, let's try the middle one. $7 for $7 a day for 6 days. It's like $42. I was like, fuck it, let's see what happens,
Mm-hmm.
And it worked, I got hella hits that went through the GW smoke break because we're doing a new show and all this stuff. I mean, I think it even spilled over a little bit into my social media client, you know, because I log in everything off of one phone. But that too, you know what I'm saying? That too, that's an easy way to get one post in front of a lot more people that have probably never heard of you or never seen you. You know, but they may be interested in what you're doing, you know?
Yeah. That's so I need to do that too. I don't know if I have the budget for it. Well, I guess you could create your own budget.
I'll fucking Venmo you $25, bro. We'll split it. Get out of here. No, I got your back.
And making excuses for myself.
I mean, more like I already told people this year, I said, I want more excuses as to why you will do something, not why you won't. You know what I mean?
I see.
Like
see.
If you're like, oh, I don't know if I have the budget, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear, how are you going to get that money to do it then? You know what I mean?
Got you.
You could scrounge up $42. Get out of here, James. I know you be playing quarters out there and shit.
Yo, one thing that did happen over break, and I saw you posted a meme about it. It's like people who haven't caught COVID doing that Dodger thing. I'm not one of those people. That's why it's hella funny to me.
Oh, you got COVID?
Yeah, over fucking, like, you know how there's a break for Christmas for schools and stuff. Fucking during that break, man, 2 days before Christmas, I would test positive, or I would start feeling symptoms, and I was like,
"That's crazy." Yeah.
And I did. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I did the whole 10-day, quarantine in my room thing, and I live with my folks, so that was something on my mind as well. It's like, I would feel so guilty if they got it from me, and knock on wood, but my dad did test positive like yesterday, so I don't think he got it from me. But luckily he's doing cool. My folks are boosted, so I think that helps with if they do have symptoms. If they do have it, it'll make everything less. So yeah. That was, my experience though with COVID, man, it was kind of depressing, bro. Like I was like super like in my head, and like, first couple days you watch TV shows, movies, whatever, but then like I can't keep doing that every single day, and I just got in my head, and I was like, I think one thing that affected me was I felt like the people around me at the same time were kind of venting to me about, just like depression, whatever they're feeling, and I think that was the first time I think it happens between multiple people. It just had me feeling like, damn, is everybody depressed? And like, or and all that shit. So I was just like, that really got me in a mood, and kind of recalibrated, what I'm gonna do this year. But yeah, so kick my ass.
Yeah, no, it's, I mean, I've heard from now like 4 different people that they got it that same within like 3 days. Like a couple people got it 2 days before, a couple people got it Christmas Eve, a couple people Christmas Day, and
damn.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, at first I was like, man, fuck the vaccine, blah blah blah, and then I got into it. My parents and my dad and mom kind of slapped me around. And they was just like, look, it's not about you. This is about protecting the people around you. You know what I mean? And even if you don't believe in your government and you don't believe in the vaccine, still believe in your community and believe that you want to protect your community more than you want to have an ego, right? Let go of your ego, right?
Yeah.
So my ego was saying, I don't need the fucking vaccine. I'm this fucking strong guy. But really, it's not about that. It's about protecting the people around you, And so I got in that mental state. I went and got my vaccine for my parents, and I understand now, like I don't want to pass this shit on. Number one, I don't want to get it, and number two, I don't want to pass it on, because I'm sure, like we're young. You know what I'm saying? Our immune system's pretty healthy, pretty strong. We can get through this shit. But if we pass it on to someone that's not as strong as us, I mean, that's where I will start to feel really bad, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, I don't know what the fuck is going on, Jan. This shit is crazy, you know. Like,
Man,
I
working.
mean,
Oh, go ahead.
well, no, just and to wrap up that thought, it's like now you told me, one of my best friends got COVID. One of my friend's girlfriends got COVID. One of my friend's sons got COVID, and he's like 7. Like, it is just crazy, bro. You know, and like, I'm just like trying to just stay back, you know, because at the end of the day, it's like, let's just be safe, you know. And I would rather protect myself and protect my people and just be safe than actually go, you know, oh, I'm gonna go to this party, or I'm gonna go to this get together, or I'm gonna go to this thing. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I could just hold off and not go to that thing and feel safer going home to have dinner with my parents and just 3 of us or something, you know?
I see.
You see what I'm saying? And so, yeah, no, it's an interesting thing. And I mean, just like, bro, like, I'm hearing crazy things. My buddy, he's anti-vax kind of. And then he hits me the other day and he's like, I got COVID pretty bad for like a week. I live with my sister. My sister's girlfriend got it from me. She got hella sick, way worse than I did.
Damn.
And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, but don't bring your ass over here.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. It's like people like his girlfriend's girlfriend, his sister's girlfriend was vaxxed, double vaxxed, and boosted, and she still got it from him, and hella hard.
Yeah, that's well, like,
why? How? What?
wait until the next CDC update, man.
I know what's next, right? What's after Omicron? It's like, oh, dude, this is Alpha, Delta, Trichomes. I don't even know.
The other day I saw it was like the combination of Delta and Omicron that's affecting people right now, or whatever that's upcoming. Or so I work at the school, and the school has been hit pretty hard. Teachers are doing sick outs, basically, because they're pretty pissed that the district is all like, oh, well, the CDC said 5 days, so your ass better get back here in 5 days. And teachers like, yeah, hold on, like we know we need at least 10 days. So that's one thing they're stepping their foot down on, providing masks and like just having a plan, because I think the district is kind of like being like, we'll wait this out, because there are news that Omicron is like the beginning of the end, where like if the more people who get it, the more that like most of us will be immune to whatever else, because the antibodies in Omicron can kind of like kill the rest that came before it, and hopefully anything that comes after. So that's what some scientists and stuff are saying. So I think that's what the district is listening to. We're like, don't worry, folks. After a month or so, like when things get back, we will be fine. But right now it's like panic mode for a lot of folks, where it's like, nah, we need to shut everything back down, which is going to cause a strain on the economy once again. But yeah, that's where the state of the school is right now. It's very interesting because I'm still going into work. I did miss one day recently just because I had a really bad cough the night before, and I felt guilty I was feeling guilty for not going into work, knowing that like I was fine the next morning. But I would also feel guilty if I came into work and like one of my coworkers got sick, and like I didn't say anything about it. You feel me? So I'm just in this impossible situation of like, well, I just told my boss was cool with me staying home, and then I came back the next day, but I got my test the same day, and I gotta wait 3 days to find out if it was anything. Like, yeah, the mess is a mess, and well, I guess we'll see. Like, I remember we've been talking about this since I started this podcast, like where you think it's gonna end and how you think it's gonna go. So we got some recollection of what our thoughts were and how things are going.
that would be cool to look back on the older episodes and see what we said. Oh fuck, I hella misspoke.
Well, yeah, for real.
No, like, yeah, I mean, if I could be as honest as possible, you know, I don't know if our media sources are gonna let this thing die as fast as we'd like it to. You know,
Yeah.
They want us to be a little scared. You know, they want us to be nervous about what's going on. You know, and almost gas it up a little bit more than it needs to be gassed up. That's just American fucking. I don't want to say journalism. Yeah, media. Yeah, definitely American news sites and news channels. I mean, fucking Fox News and fucking MSNBC and these fuckers.
Everything seems like it has an agenda. Like, or I mean, I guess news sites have to. I think you ever seen that chart where it showed like, you know, top 100 media sites and like where they fall between left, right, or in the middle.
No.
Yeah, there's a chart on that, and even that though, I don't know if that's true. Like, I don't got the number. Like, what if that's just something that the people in the middle want me to find out and be like, oh yeah, let me trust them. So yeah, it's pretty interesting.
No, for sure. Hey, you turned the autofocus off on your camera, didn't you?
No, I shouldn't have. I don't think so. Or the autofocus? Yeah. I did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's manual
like
now
before
for sure.
it would try to focus, you know, while we were talking, but now it's I'm seeing your face nice and clear.
Yeah, man, I picked it up from you. That's what you told me, and I'm like, I gotta give it a shot. Man.
No, your shit's been looking clean. Your shit's been looking clean, bro. It's been looking great, and that's why I want to help fucking get this shit out there. You know what I mean? Because people love. There's tons of people that love this kind of stuff, especially this like your shit's like from the heart content. You know what I'm saying? It's like real. It's like genuine. It's like sincere. It's like, you know what I mean? Like these people are just like here to like tell you about themselves and tell you what they do, and I mean, it's fulfilling stuff, you know. It's real ass stories and shit, you know.
Yeah.
And I think there's still a lot of people that love that kind of content in my eyes, you know. And that's why my show's gone so far, because it's just real ass shit, you know.
No, for sure, and I agree with you, and I'll take any hope that I can get. But no, you were asking me earlier about the guests that I had on recently. Let me talk about a couple here. One is this dude named Christian Martinez from Oakland. He started his own school that's based, well, him and a group of folks did. The group of folks had the idea, they met him and was like, we want you to be a part of this, and that's how he got into that role. But man, he was telling me this school focuses on field trips, and like every you know, week or every month they're going to a different company. They're getting the kids, you know, some experience within. I might be getting this wrong. You should talk to him about it. But from what I got from him, that's what it was and how it was set up. And I'm like, damn, man, that's like the dream. Honestly, like I think kids would totally learn more from experiencing, you know, classes like that where they actually go onto the campus. And I'm wondering how. I didn't get to ask them how they're navigating, you know, through COVID. But yeah, so I was like, that's crazy. But me and him, we were pretty similar, man. Like he also rapped, and you know, I tried rapping. He works with kids. I was working with kids. He started his own clothing brand, and his clothing brand is a Swim Good. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but you know, that's like if you ever see that around, I know he told me, you know, it's starting to gain some steam. So but if anything, man, I was like, I think the biggest, you know, thing he could say about himself is starting the school, man, changing the way education's happening. I just hope that rubs off, like people see that works. And you know, he said it was his fourth year, which is cool, because I feel like that's his first seniors are about to graduate, and like we'll see what they do, you know. Yeah.
So it's like an alternate high school, kind of like an extension school.
I don't know how he would want it described. I just think it's like a school where you can still get, you know, your degree from, but just the way they have it all set up is just not conventional, you know. It's
totally. No, I work with a school out here like that. It's kind of continuation school where they help people
Interesting.
learn specific skills, kind of, you know, almost like a ITT tech kind of, but a little different.
But like
those
it's like
are-
a trade school, like where they pick up a trade, or
I think so. Yeah, it's not like your typical. Oh no, this was after college, actually. I mean, this was after high school. This was like a kind of like it once you graduate high school. I think. Fuck, I'd have to go look now. I forgot.
no, it's all good. It's all good.
But those are no. I mean, those things are dope, bro. I think you know, being older, I don't think your traditional learning is for every single kid. You know, I think some kids out there learn differently. I think some kids out there are interested in other things besides, like, what is it, history, science. I don't even remember what we learned in high school, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I watched an old, like, when I got into TED Talks a long time ago, one of the ones that got me on was this like 11-year-old kid, and he fucking killed this TED Talk because he went to, or like his schooling was about like snowboarding and about snow and about winter and about everything that like is around snowboarding, right? And then like he was able to like go to class and learn things, and then he would go snowboarding, you know, and then he'd also do other things at the snow. So it was like he created this like course, you know, or like what do they call those things, like what teachers write,
Syllabus
or syllabus, curriculum, yeah. And so this teacher created a curriculum of all about stuff around snowboarding, and this kid became a professional snowboarder, you know, and like got paid millions of dollars to be a fucking this awesome snowboarder. But they were saying it was because he was saying it was because he was put in a place where he was really able to learn things that he was really interested in. You know, he showed a like deep interest, and he was able to make connections because he was genuinely interested in snow, you know, and snowboarding and all this other stuff. So that kind of shit. I mean, that I think it has a potential to have a higher success rate than your traditional high school.
So you think, like, if we still aim for like high school level kids, but we had the option of specialized schools, where it's like, this is a tech school, this is a I don't know, woodworking, or sports school, right?
Sure. athletes, construction, tech,
Yeah.
anything, accounting, you know what I'm saying? Content creation, videography. I mean, yeah, I think if things were a little more targeted, you know what I mean, and not so much generalized, I think that's why, you know, kids get so bored in schools, because they're just sitting there trying to learn out of a textbook about some shit they're not interested in, you know?
Yeah.
And then they get caught in the bathroom fucking setting off the smoke alarm 3 days in a row, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
No, I got you, man. And
but you know, and I'm a terrible teacher. Trust me, I'm a terrible teacher. But you know, if you put the right information in front of somebody, you don't have to do a lot of the teaching, right? Because they're so interested in it that they're reading about it, and they're just kind of asking you questions. You don't have to sit there and be like, okay, on page 74, when they talk about this, they're like, oh, dude, I saw that. I have a question about it. You know what I mean? If they have that genuine interest, they're going to want to dive into a book, or they're going to want to dive into an activity about it, and it won't be so much of a struggle, you know?
That's definitely the hope, man. That's definitely the hope. And you know, I think there's kids. The interesting thing about it is, like, if I'm gonna do something with like 20 kids, right? I think 2 or 3 are gonna be into it. Then you hope after that you'll get the, 5 to 6 that will follow or be interested because they see kids doing it. And then it's that buy-in from the last 10 where, like, you see a kid who's probably against it. I don't give a fuck about this. But then something clicks in their head, and like by the end of it, they'll be like, when's the next meeting, or when we gonna do this again, kind of feeling. But yeah, I mean, in that scenario, you have all these specialized schools. I think of like the issue of parents who don't want their kids to choose. Like I'm sure that's gonna happen. So let's say we had a medical school, then I'm sure that one would get like filled up, or or a law school for high school, right? That would get filled up. But yeah, and hopefully, what would be great. I guess we're still making a difference for those kids whose parents empower them to choose. But yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm just envisioning how everything
Oh
will play
no,
out. Yeah.
no, I see you working it through in your mind for sure. And I mean, I don't know if there's one right answer to that, because kids are you have such a wide array of diversity of kids, that you have some kids on this end of the spectrum, you have some kids on that end of the spectrum, and I have some kids right there in the middle, who I can teach them, and the majority of them get it, and the ones down here will never, and the ones right here get it real fast. You kind of get that bell-shaped curve.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's, as a teacher, how do I give information to these kids so all of them will be able to absorb it, right, and be able to
because it
get
almost
it.
I was gonna say, it almost feels like it needs to be like this one-on-one connection, for a kid to feel connected, to pay attention, or like getting the attention that they need to feel like this is important.
Yeah. My mom said, I mean, my mom's an old school teacher, man. She used to
word.
teach out in Detroit, bro. And she told me she would have been a teacher out here in California, but they were trying to make her jump through hoops to get her teaching license. So she didn't go full board, but she was telling, I mean, she used to be crazy. She said, yelling at kids and shit. But she said one thing that did help, as a teacher or someone, providing information, is you find the people that are similar, or have the similar likes, and you kind of group them up instead of taking 30 kids and going one-on-one with 30 kids. You maybe split that into like 5 groups of 6 or something, so you got these groups that then you can talk to. Okay, I know all these guys are kind of into that,
That's interesting.
So yeah, I mean, dude, I mean, growing up with a teacher, and then my dad, who's this fucking business New York Jew, like I was like fucking, like, okay, straighten up,
Yeah.
But no, she's always kind of like, my mom and I have had a close relationship a long time, and she would always just tell me about stuff, and she would always just, she'd be like, well, since I couldn't get my teaching credits here, then I just started teaching like special education, and it's a lot more challenging for special ed students because they may be going through something mentally or whatever. So I mean, you just you gotta get creative, she said. And she's just like, she'd give them candy and stuff and bring in these little cupcakes, and she's like, that's the one thing, if you reward them off the bat and they're already getting more, then you can start being like, oh, cool, hey, we're buddies now, okay, hey, check me out.
Yeah, I mean, what's cool about my position is that I'm not a teacher. I'm just dude that works at the after school program. So kids come through, they're just like, yo, what up, da da da. It's like,
gang, baby.
Ain't no pressure here, which is cool for me, because I don't like. Someone asked me like if I ever would have been a teacher, or like think about being. If anything, I'd be a guidance counselor. Like I wouldn't want to, try to be in the classroom, because I think there's certain standards, like any job. Like you got to meet your quota. You got to make sure these kids pass, or all that stuff. So I don't want to be boxed into that at all.
Yeah,
I want to be just straight up real with the kids as much as possible, appropriate, but still just show them that authenticity, and like they know I'm not bullshitting them, and like my whole thing is like showing them that respect. So like when I really need respect, when I really need them to like, not cuss in front of my boss, that they'll actually do it, because they know that, I treated them like adults. But yeah, I think one thing I'm trying to start right now is like a student work program. So a kid works in our program, does stuff like, I don't have the the job responsibilities or like what they need to do, because when I ran it by my boss, she was like, try to add some academic element where they either gotta like, show improvement. If they're getting a C, maybe in one subject get a B, like that would either give them like boost in pay or something like that, because you actually handling your shit right now, and we definitely appreciate that, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm excited for the relationship building for sure, because I just want kids to feel empowered, and your mom was talking about grouping up kids. I don't think I can do that, but because it's not in a classroom, because I see the groups of kids that choose to come in, right? So like I got the Smash Bros kids, they're just playing Smash Bros all the time. Got the kids who are always playing pool, and got those groups.
Got it. Okay, yeah, because it's like the after school kind of joint, right?
Yeah, it's
got it. Okay,
totally after school. I'm there during the day, just fixing up stuff and like programming. But there's this thing I do where I pass snacks around during passing period. So at first I would just stand out by the door and like have snacks, but now today I put stuff on a cart and I did a walk around like one of the floors, just so like hopefully that becomes a thing where kids see like, oh shit, it's a snack cart. Like,
yo, that's my guy right there.
It's hella funny though, man. Like, and I'm rocking my hella hungry hat every time too. So kids just know me as a hella hungry guy.
Dude, hey, that's smart marketing right there.
I don't know how to reintroduce it, because I started the brand when I worked there like 4 years ago. So it's cool to be there again, and because I think that's where it's gonna be at. Like the kids are gonna feel the energy. They know it's like a local thing, and it's exclusive to them in that school, because I'm not selling it anywhere else really. So I don't know how to make it like. I'm thinking about doing, when I do tournaments, have like that as a prize. So it's like, oh shit, a hella hungry beanie as a prize or whatever, stuff like that. So, but yeah, I want the kids to take it over, honestly, like make it a program where kids can feel like they can make their own designs around hella hungry, and it just becomes a student-led run thing. Yeah, that's a whole conversion process that I eventually have to get to. But big ideas, man. Happy to be back.
Hey. Yeah, no, that sounds awesome, bro. I mean, that sounds like it's a good little position for you, and it sounds like you're finding out ways to kind of like mold it,
Yeah. I've been given the freedom, and I don't know a lot of job places that really give you that freedom. But I think
no, for sure.
I don't know. Do you still have a day job, or you just all into? Oh, I know you're doing consulting, right, for social media stuff as a freelancer. Is that?
Yeah, I actually run 2 social media accounts right now. I have 2 clients right now. I run their social medias, just Instagram, and just every day. I mean, I'm on there posting or whatever, and always trying to learn. And then we got the show, so the show's starting to turn a little bit of money with like the YouTube advertising and the Patreon now, and we got a couple trying to teach those boys about sales and pipelines and lead qualifying and stuff like that. So
yeah,
that a little bit of money there, but I mean, I definitely don't have like a job I clock into. I mean,
oh, that's a dream, man. That's
yeah. I mean, it's a gift and a curse, like.
Okay. Yeah.
The bank be hitting me up like, hey, bro, you're like $30 like negative right now. I'm like, fuck, all right, let me see what I can do. But no, it's been crazy because once my parents and I bought this, like I'm paying the mortgage, right? My parents are like, all right, here's some money from this house we just sold. You throw your money up, we'll throw our money up, and then it'll be in our name because my credit's not super great. I've never owned a house. I've never really gotten anything crazy. So this like how we set it up is like, this is gonna help my credit, and then also like once something happens, hopefully I can add my name to the lease and all that. So
I got you. The process.
Yeah, but I will say I'm on this whole hype to try to make like 50 racks this year, just independently through either like through my crypto shit, or like I'm trying to do some other stuff too. But I started getting hella emails from like ZipRecruiter, And I haven't put my resume up for probably like 2 years.
Yeah.
And these fools just started flooding my email with hella like, oh, here's a fucking producer role in San Francisco. Here's a fucking video role in fucking Hayward. Here's all this shit. And I'm just like, whoa. So
That's interesting.
I want to update my resume. I want to at least push it out, take some interviews, see what these fools are talking about. I talked with Pops about it, and he's like, bro, if you go, he wants me to go that route. He wants me to be a corporate company where I'm getting a fucking 401k and benefits and all that. So he knows that the mortgage is going to get paid for.
Yeah.
And, you know,
his parents too, trying to get security. You know, like, I want you to be secure, yo. Like,
well, and my dad's whole thing is like, he wants a grandkid now. Like, he's starting to be like, okay, we're gonna need some grandkids here, buddy. You know, so like, I got the new spot, and he's like, okay, you can bring some girls over. And then he's like, if you get the new job and the new spot, he's like, you might get a bad one. I was like, oh. I think he's kind of right though, you know.
Hey man, it's a thing, man. Especially only children, right? It's like, gotta be the one to. And it's like, you know, your mom or your parents earlier told you about talking about COVID and how it's not about you, right?
Oh, facts. Well, and my mom even said, she's like, you know what, I'm glad you don't have like an infant or like a kid under 5 right now, because I would be freaking out that my grandson would get, or my granddaughter would get COVID. You know, she literally told me that. So she was kind of, you know, she's like, hey, I'm glad.
That's the other side. That's the other side. Yeah. I mean, that is true. That is true. And I'm just glad I'm not at that point where my parents are. Maybe they'll say something once a year. I just don't want them saying something once a month, you know, like.
Well, I mean, you're Filipino, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you're lucky, because I mean, the Filipinos that I know, and I mean, bro, my best friend since I was in 3rd grade is a Filipino, bro. So he's tight as fuck. But like, I feel like when I go back to his house, or I go to my other buddy's house, Filipinos houses, you know, and then I'd be like, oh, you know, what's up, Lola? Or like, what's up, Ma? You know, the little blessing or whatever. And they're like, oh, where's your wife? They're like, where's your kids? Are they in the car still? Are they coming in? And I'm like, no. I'm like, they're not. I'm like, I don't have a girlfriend. And they're like, oh, okay, we'll get you one from the Philippines. They're like, you come with us to the Philippines and we'll get you a wife. I'm like, I don't think that's good. You don't know me very well. But bro, my best friends, literally, this is my best friend group. 2 Chinese twins, a Filipino who's like whitewashed, a Vietnamese who used to be hella gangster, and now he's like this huge family man. And then like fucking some other little Filipino cats. So like all the kids I grew up with are all people of color. And then I was the little like token white boy, you know. So yeah,
I got you. You know, you were mentioning that about your circle. My circle right now is pretty much Vietnamese folks. Besides my girl, like the homies I hang out with, or consistently, and my good coworker friend, they're all Vietnamese. And I'm just like, damn, all right, like, I guess I dig the vibe, and they dig my vibe.
Vietnamese, bro. I fuck with Vietnamese tough, bro. I'll tell you, bro. Like, I used to not be able to eat spicy food. And because I kick it, I mean, that's like my second family is this Vietnamese family, bro. And I eat hella spicy food now, dog. That's like the most spicy I ever eat. These fools just dump spice on my food when I'm at the house. It's hilarious.
Dude, I know you tried that like the spicy garlic, like that red oil thing, that Vietnamese restaurants.
The chili,
yeah.
Chili flakes. Oh yeah, off top, bro. They be making I go to my boys' house. They be having their own homemade shit. They be making their own chili paste. It's got like, they got like levels on it too. You know, they got like the light one and then the medium. They're like, oh, this is for the white people when they come over. I'm like, that shit ain't even spicy.
I didn't know that. I haven't experienced all those like homemade flavors yet. I've always.
These are my boys. I mean, these are my boys from like 7th grade that like we've just stayed homies.
That's sick.
For fucking 30 years. You know what I'm saying?
That's rare, man. I don't know too many folks do that.
Super rare. Well, and I mean, we had a bigger group, right? We had a group of like 9. Like when I was in college, we had a group of 9 of us, bro, that we were just like strong, you know. But
It's
then people
mobbing.
start,
Yeah.
and people start fucking fizzling off. So we got a strong maybe like 4 or 5 right now. And then I pulled in a couple of the youngsters, like the younger generation cats, because they're just, I mean, a couple of them, bro, they're really smart, you know, and they're really into things, but it's so easy for them to get distracted, and it's so easy for them to take the easy way out of things, you know. And like for me, I'm like, like my little homie's got so much potential, and like if he just tweaked a couple little things in his life, I'm like, bruh, I'm like, you could be getting money, you could have a bad little bop. I'm like, you got your house that your parents bought you, like you're living right now. And I'm like, why do you not have a little cutie, you know? And I'm like, why are you not getting money as best you can, you know? I'm like, you're just kind of cruising. But it's, I mean, some of these kids these days, you know, they don't want to put time in. You know, they want to be on Instagram. They want to be on TikTok. They want to be laughing and entertained and playing Fortnite or whatever, you know, the fucking new GTA 12 or whatever it is. You know, they want to be entertained, and they don't want to be reading books or taking notes or doing that kind of stuff. And that's what, for me, I'm like, bruh, I'm 40 and I'm still here taking notes every fucking day, dog. My life is fucking notebooks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the information in this is way better than the information on fucking Instagram or whatever, you know. This is just where it starts, and this is where you really make the shit go, you know.
Oh,
well, I mean, because you know, like when you started this show, do you think you were as good as you are right now?
Nah, I don't think so at all.
And what did you do?
Is it a trick question?
I'm saying, how did you get to where you are right now? What did you do? What steps did you take?
Well, you know, I think the biggest thing that got me from there to now is really focusing on consistency. I think that was the biggest thing on my mind when it came down to this. Was like, no matter what, like no matter how things go, I just gotta keep recording. I gotta keep, you know, asking folks to come through and like just keep doing it. So that would be my key for that.
And you also I'm sure you took feedback from guests. I mean, you switched a lot of things. You tried frames on reels. You tried different looks on your feed. I mean, I'm sure you were on some websites looking at different stuff, or you were looking at different stuff on Instagram, and you got ideas, and it developed into things that you applied, right?
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
I'm saying you took steps to actually get better, right? You're like, hey,
yeah.
I want to be better at this thing I'm interested in. I'm going to take the time to learn how to do that, right? That's not a thing anymore, I feel like, right? It's like I read one article or I see one thing on Instagram, all of a sudden I'm that fucking expert in that subject. And you're like, well, not to ruin your day, but I've spent the last 10 years doing videography, and I still don't feel like I know what the fuck's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, like, it's that different mentality for you and I. It's like, bruh, I wake up every morning and I watch YouTube videos and I take notes so then I can apply that to real life situations. And I'm understanding that I'm educating myself and I'm empowering myself. And just like when I asked you, I'm like, dude, when you did the first one of these to now, how did you get through that transition? How did you grow? How did you continue to level up? And it's like, well, dude, I tried shit, you know, I put new shit out. I fucking read shit. I did all these things, you know?
Yeah.
I think that process is old school now, you know?
I wonder, man. I wonder if, like, I don't know how old the guys you're talking about right now are, but if it's just because of, like, that's the energy they receive. Like, you know, I'm the expert on this now because this is what I read, and that's just like so prevalent around like their age group, that's what they respond with. So
absolutely,
yeah, like I think, you know, us older folks are more open to taking the notes, because that's what we see in our age group. It's like, yo, folks my age are doing this, so like maybe I should give it a shot. And it's interesting because I think, like, so if we're at our age and then you're talking about people maybe in their 20s, and then I'm working with kids, you know, in their teens. These kids in their teens are like, you know, I feel like they have skepticism about stuff that they see all the time right now, because that's their energy, is like to be questioning these things, other than the people in their 20s that may feel like they need to prove something to everybody else. And then people our age that are like, well, nah, like this is what it's really about. So that progression of just thinking, you know, or because of what's happening in our peer groups, that's how we kind of fall in line. Because I feel like, you know, for me, you know, I tried to be a rapper. Everybody was being a rapper. I tried to open a clothing brand. Everybody's opening a clothing brand. I tried to do podcasts, and everybody's starting a podcast. And this is me just like progressing in my life, though. So I don't know.
Hey, bro, you're out here swinging. You're out here swinging at pitches. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
you're out here.
sure.
You're out here just trying. And
Yeah.
I mean, you know, bro, I got nothing but respect for you. I love coming and checking in, and I mean, like, I love what you're doing, bro. And I want to help you. I want to help you get the exposure you deserve. You know what I'm saying? You're putting in time. You're putting in energy. You're learning. You're doing all that. You know, like, and that whole, I mean, you know, I don't know. You gotta. There's so much going on, you know. But
Yeah,
I think from what I've seen from you, bro, you're fucking killing it. You know, like, this whole show's awesome. Like, what you're doing is awesome. You're giving people a platform. You're building up a reputation for yourself for being, you know, a fucking genuine, a sincere guy that wants to help people get their stories out. You know what I mean? He wants to help people get some content. Like, bruh, young God right now. Like, you're a young Goddie, son. You know, like we gotta get you in front of some people. You know.
Right on, man.
But
Yeah.
it's all process. It's all process.
Oh, for
you know?
sure, for sure.
And I think it took like GW Smoke Break like at least 18 months, 2 years to really, maybe about 18 months really to hit like, I don't know, like 3,000-4,000 on Instagram, you know, really start bubbling up a little, you know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
I mean, the word you used, consistency, being consistent, it goes a long way, bro, you know.
That's something that took me, you know, 30 years to understand. And yeah. And it's really just like breaking it down into the smaller pieces, right? Because like you have this dream, you have this goal, and then you're like, it gets overwhelming, or it's so big you don't know where to start. But yeah, just figuring out that workflow, and like, if is it really like fulfilling you, and then continuing to stay on the track. But sorry, man, I almost got to head out.
Yeah, no, it's been an hour, dog. It was a nice little catch-up session. I don't know, were you recording?
I was. I don't know. I could, like, if anything, this is just good for us to have, and just be like, yeah, this is our, you know, progression while we continue interviewing.
Absolutely, bro. We might, you know, we have to do a little live or something. We might have to jump on a live on like my IG or something one day.
Hey, man, I am 100% down. I'm always down to give back too. Like, you know, I know that's content for you too.
Well, both. I mean, because I think the thing that I've been learning that's taught on live is like, say I hop on my live, it'll send a message out like, oh, Shonye's going live. And then when you hop on with me, it sends messages out to both sides.
Oh, so for real?
Like, yeah, it'll be like, oh, for all the 34 question followers, it'll be like, oh, Jan's going live with Sean right now. And then to all my followers, it'll be like, oh, Jan's hopping on live with Sean, come see. So it like gives you this extra boost when you come on, you know. So it could be cool. I mean, we could do a couple of those things too, just to get some of my audience to connect with some of your audience and connect with you, you know.
No,
that was
for
one
sure.
thing I have been seeing is the collaboration things on Instagram. They're really trying to push that shit. So maybe we could talk about that, you know.
That would be dope, because I don't know how to do live and how to get it on to my platform. I guess I'd have to screen record and then like
no. Like, so like Hold on. So like, say like I go on live, right?
Yeah.
And then, oh damn, that's cool. So like, say like, let's see, I'll just pull up here.
It saves a vid.
No. So like, I'll go on my live, right?
Yeah.
I hop on live and I'll go on and I'll be like, what's up, y'all? Like, I'm about to have Jan on here. Jan's about to hop on. And then you come in my live and you request to go live with me. So you'd be in my room and you'd request to go live with me and I'd accept that. And then that's when it would send the message out. It's like, oh, Jan's going live with Sean right now. It sends it out to all the people, all your people. And then it would also send it out to my people. So it would be like hosted on my account, but then you would also like, it's like a split screen where someone's on top, someone's on bottom, but we're talking with each other kind of the same way this is.
I got you.
So,
I got you. Interesting. Now I wonder if that would be more effective for this thing.
We can always try it, bro. You already know I'm down to try it. So
yeah.
If that's something you want to do, I mean, and maybe even do you look at like your insights on your IG?
From time to time. I don't I don't think I should. I'm looking at it enough as I should be.
You better spend more time on that shit, Jan, because that's your whole information. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you can get to this page.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got it. I'm looking at it.
The insights page, bro. It just tells you so much, right? You can go into like accounts reached, you know, and it tells you about like cities. You can scroll, it tells you countries, age range, you know what I'm saying? And so if you really start thinking about who is listening to you and tapping in right now versus who you want to tap in, then you can really start being like, oh, I'll start mentioning more female stuff so I can get some more female people, you know? But like, just think about think about what's working for you right now and how you want to grow, you know? And dude, I'm in my insights at least twice a day. Just to be like, oh shit, maybe I should post, well, not my insights, I'm sorry, my clients' insights.
Yeah.
But I'll be like, oh, maybe I should post a more feminine feeling post to try to get more females to engage, you know?
I got you.
But I'll beat this horse again. I sent you that link to that free workshop about engagement and Instagram growth. And I would highly recommend at least tapping in that first day. I'm gonna be in there all 3 days, but I think these guys have some good information to tell us. I think they're gonna help us with the challenge that, you know, us content creators face, which is like, how do we continue to add responsibilities to what we're doing? You know, how do we now push this out to a wider audience, blah, 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 all that shit. So, yeah. We'll talk about it next time, bro. But we should do a live. We should definitely do a live, like maybe a half hour or something.
I got you. Most definitely. I gotta ask if you've seen Josh Wilson. What's it called? Josh Wilson. I think it's Josh or John Wilson. I forgot the fucking name of the show. But you mentioned about writing notes in notebooks. This is motherfucker like has been keeping super detailed notes about his life for like 20 plus years in these notebooks. He's just that kind of dude, and his show is about like he goes around New York, has like hella candid ass like images and footage, and he basically does a dialogue over the footage that's like doing a how-to. The first episode's like how to do small talk. You seen that?
No.
Yeah, get a chance. Check that out. Make it something that you would fuck with. But the first episode is called How to Do Small Talk, and he kind of goes through it, but very, very deep.
I think that's an awesome. Awesome topic. How to do small talk.
Oh, it's. I will tell you. I will prepare you. There's a moment in one of the episodes that's just like, he interviews this dude who is trying, like, for people who have been circumcised, they can buy this device that can stretch that skin to give you a foreskin again, and that's one of the interviews he does with the guy who created it. So it gets crazy like that. Not in the first episode. The first episode is good, but after that, beware which episode you choose. I'll tell you that.
Got it. What was what's his name again?
Let me look it up. I think it's How To with John Wilson.
Okay, I'll check it out. I may skip the foreskin episode.
Oh, absolutely. It's not the first episode. No, bro. I was watching it. I saw it was on my screen, and I'm like, I can't believe they put this shit on screen, bro. Like, well, it's HBO, so they do whatever the fuck they want.
I mean, that gets some sort of reaction, you know.
Oh yeah.
Some sort of reaction.
Whatever their algorithm told them to put out there, it works for them.
I know. I can't even think about trying to pull numbers for such a large corporation. Like that shit, those meetings must be crazy.
Interesting. I don't even think about it. Like I almost feel like they're giving this creative freedom to their people, but then I'm sure they also are like, this is how you got to do it though, or this is what you got to include. Do it however you want, but
well, so I've got a friend that lives in LA who does social media for Hallmark. You know,
oh
Hallmark,
shit,
greeting cards and shit, right? Yeah, and she's a Filipino woman, beautiful Filipino woman. She's a writer, so she writes the copy for the content that they're putting out, right? But you know what I've been hearing is that like a lot of bigger corporations, right? Corporate life is like they'll hire a person of color in a position like social media manager to help shift the messaging to be more POC friendly.
The voice, yeah, changing.
Yeah. So it's very interesting to hear, and she brings a lot of shit to the table, and is like, hey, we should be sensitive about this stuff and post about it. And they're like, you know, because their history of white, you know, this white run company, so they weren't. This is my new favorite word: tone deaf, right? They're tone deaf to culture.
Yeah.
So they try to tap in with people of color and have them help to re-aim their messaging. It's fucking crazy, bro. It's fucking crazy. I hate corporations. But
yeah, man. I mean, we could that could be one of our topics for the live corporations.
Yeah, dude. And think about it. I mean, we could do a live anytime. I mean, Mondays would probably not be the best, but I mean, think if like there's a day, like look at like when you get the most engagement on your account. Like usually on mine, it's like Wednesdays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, right? But look into your stats and see when like you get the best engagement, and we can kind of set something up around that, you know, where we know there's going to be a lot of people online that can tap in, and we can even make a little promo for it to tease it before we come out. So
yeah. Oh yeah. I gotta figure out my social media like shit for sure. Yeah. So thank you for the link. And I hope I'll catch you there, man.
Thank you. Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure I'll tap in. You know, I'll start bugging you a little bit more. Make sure you're doing your shit. And do the same. Check in on me too, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Someone to keep me accountable.
I got you, man. I got you. So thank you again. And I didn't do a proper intro. I don't think we needed it after the third episode, but I'll do a proper send off. Want to shout out to everybody out there listening, catching this on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. As always, remember to reach out, reach forward. As always, much love, and we'll catch you guys next time on 34 Questions. Peace.
Peace.